Let us see some conditional statements. We will start with if then else statement. Let us say age equal to 60 and we want to print group 1 if age is less than 50. Otherwise, print nothing. We are done with if. Now obviously, since age is 60 here, it will not enter this if condition. Now I'll come out of the if condition and print done with if. You might have observed I did not give any parenthesis here. The indentation itself takes care of the condition. If we enter the if condition when age is less than 50, automatically group 1 is printed. Now when age is 40, now we will enter the if condition, prints group 1. We come out of the if condition, then we can print done with if. So we need to be a little careful with this indentation because there are no brackets, there are no parentheses here. By mistake, if you keep the indentation on and you are intending to print done with if outside this if condition, but if there is indentation, then once we enter the if condition, everything that is part of that if condition will be executed. Since here age is 60, we did not enter the if condition, we could not even print done with if. So you need to be extra careful while you are working with this if condition, not just if condition. Wherever there is some indentation and indentation is part of syntax here, we need to be a little careful. Let us take one more example where we have if then else condition. So we have another condition. If condition is group 1, we want to give one more condition, else condition. Let us see, if age is less than 50, group 1, else group 2. Since age is 60 here, in the output we will get group 2 and done with if. Once again, this indentation matters. Let us execute this. We got an error. Why there is an error? Right after else, a colon is missing. Let us put the colon and re-execute it. You may get similar error when you are working on some other problem. Just take a note of this. There is a high chance that you may also miss a colon. Colon is also part of the syntax. Once again, be extra careful with this indentation. It will work only if that condition is satisfied. We can extend the same syntax to multiple if condition. We can have multiple if conditions and then only one else condition. We can write multiple if conditions. For every if condition, if it is satisfied, we can write the resultant expression. If it is not satisfied, we can go to the next if condition. Let us see an example of multiple if conditions. We write all our if conditions. The syntax is elif, ELIF, And finally, we write the else condition. Once it is not falling in any of these conditions, then we write else, maybe error message or something. So let us write this code and execute this. When we execute this code, we got an error. Why we got an error? There is a colon missing at one of the lines. So once we keep this colon, we can get the result. Now if you change the marks, we will see the category it is falling. Nested if else are also available. You may want to explore more on if then else condition based on the need later on. Now let us see how to work with for loop. For I in a list or a range, range is a function that will give us a sequence of values. We can mention the step size as well. Otherwise, by default, it will give a sequence of numbers. The starting number is 1 here, and we are writing range 1 to 20. So till 19 we can consider, excluding 20, including 1. Here we are simply printing the first 19 numbers starting from 1. So let us see how it works. So from 1 until 19 we can print these numbers. Similarly, here in this example, let us try to print the cumulative sum. For printing the cumulative sum, first we need to create a new variable outside. Here we are writing that as SUMX. Now what we'll try to do is, apart from simply printing the value, we will try to calculate the summation, cumulative sum till this point and try to print that value. SUMX equal to SUMX, which is 0 right now, plus the current value. So within this loop, we'll be able to print the cumulative sum. So this is a simple for loop for printing the cumulative sum. We will now see how to write a for loop and add a break condition inside a for loop. In this example, we will write the for loop, but we will not execute it through all the iterations. We are writing an if condition within a for loop. When SUMX exceeds a particular value, we will stop the for loop. Now this is how it works. Within the for loop, add a if condition colon, just write break. For loop will be stopped right after meeting this condition. We can change the value of the condition and see the effect on the for loop. List comprehension is an alternative to for loop. It cannot completely replace for loop in every situation, but there are places where we can use list comprehension instead of for loop. For example, take this for loop where we are printing first 20 numbers. If we are working with list comprehension, we can simply write a one line syntax and then achieve what for loop is doing, maybe in several lines. Just put a list, write your final expression or the result, and write the for loop. I want to print I for I in the range 1 to 20. Now that is how list comprehension works. Usually we tend to store this inside a new list and then try to print that list. So we are storing that in results and print results. Not just for loop, we can add one more condition on top of this. The same code we can take for I in range 1 to 20, we want to print I. On top of it, if we want to put a condition, within that you just give space and write what you want to include. Here we want to put an if condition. If I is less than 10, then only print it. Maybe if we want to simply print all the even numbers or all the odd numbers, we just need to add that particular syntax here. Result equal to for I in range 1 to 20, if I is divisible by 2, then we can get all the even numbers in the result. Similarly, we can add a condition to print all the odd numbers as well.